Does anyone have a question they would like to ask? Don't be afraid to ask questions. They always add to this class. You know, tomorrow for me is kind of like a birthday. You know, I mean, it's almost as if the child in me was released to find out if everything he had learned over 6 years of studying with Rudy can be used in the world, or I could no longer fall back on the presence of Rudy, the physical manifestation of Rudy, but I had to truly, go into the world and find out if everything he taught me worked. And it was kind of like a whole new cycle of energy. It was kind of like me making the commitment, that I truly want to see if all of these things I learned from him can become living principles, living, parts of my life without him being here. And uh, it was really stepping into the unknown. But that's what this is all about, it's getting training. It's learning how to build a chakra system that enables you, with or without my help, to step into the world and to truly use what you have learned in a way that you can serve higher energy in the universe. And when Rudy passed on, my first thought was, honestly, now you'll find out what the last 6 years was really about. When I realized that he had taken his samadhi, he had finished up his work on the earth. And it came as a shock, it was like, oh my God. But then I said, Stuart, you owe it to yourself. You owe it to the person who gave you your life. You owe it to all the training you received from this person to spend the future of your life having endless gratitude for what was given to you, and then using it in a very profound way to serve God, to serve higher energy in the universe. Not in a structured, dogmatic way, because frankly, I can't live that way anyway. But as it comes, as it flows out, as it organically manifests in my life. And I think that was an amazing gift to me to even recognize this. And it made the future possible. It made everything I did from the moment Rudy passed on to this moment today possible. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask? And he often told me, Rudy, he said to me, I do what I do out of gratitude to the teachers who made it possible for me to be doing what I do. Out of sheer unconditional gratitude, because without those teachers, told me he wouldn't have been alive. Without having met Rudy, there's no way I could have survived Stuart. I mean, I was really a very crazy kid. Does anyone have a question I would like to ask? You know, it's the love of God, it's the love of people, because every human being, no matter who they are and what they bring to this planet, is truly a manifestation of God and is there for a singular purpose to teach us what we have to do to grow, not to complain about and not to have opinions about and things we think are, but simply say, what can I learn from what goes on in the world so that I can truly grow and develop my inner life? And then one recognizes that God is truly sacred. Everything in the universe is a manifestation of higher energy, which makes everything in the universe our teacher. Not something we know better than, we can judge, but what can we learn for our own inner growth from whatever these people, these situations, these things that go on in the world? In its own strange way, it all becomes sacred. Does anyone have a question I would like to ask? All right, no questions today. And when everything becomes sacred, the good, the bad, the indifferent, the ugly, the terrible, all the crap that goes on, it's your teacher. And one has to recognize that we live in a world where whatever takes place for us is a gift from God. And we as human beings have to develop an inner life that enables us to use it that way. To me, that's really profound inner growth. And then we don't complain, we don't have opinions.
It's 2 o'clock.
We just let the world be, let it be our teacher. As I always say, Stuart is not the guru, life is the guru. My job is simply to give people the training so they can sit in front of life and learn from the infinite manifestations of spiritual energy what the universe has to teach us about ourselves and how we have to make the effort to not judge and have opinion, but to grow, in ourselves, to get simpler inside, more loving inside, kinder inside. Does anyone have a question I would like to ask? And just we learn to do this, we treat ourselves better. We're kinder to ourselves, we're kinder to our family, we're kinder to friends. And we also can make very conscious choices about the people we want in our lives and how we want to live. And okay, if there, as I announced earlier, usually on Mondays we don't have a class, but tomorrow is the day of Vritti Samadhi, so I will have a class, a special class for everyone that lives in Europe, the Middle East, as well as an evening class for all the people that live in the Americas. So I'm hoping that one just prepares for this by just staying quiet, staying open, not blowing your energy, not getting angry, and just let the day come, because I sense that it's going to be a really powerful day tomorrow. And I also am very grateful that I can be able to share a day like today and tomorrow with all of you. Okay, if there are no questions, then there'll be a class tomorrow at 1 o'clock my time, whatever your time is, same as today. And I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody. And I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend and have a, I hope really, I before every class, I say, that every person that attends this class is growing to the profoundest place they can grow in themselves and getting closer to God because of the work they're doing in this meditation. So thank you, and God bless you all. And I will see everybody tomorrow.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome.